pressure in control. Man, that looks great.
Jets, Jets, Jets! Woo! Oh my God, it's so beautiful. 78 degrees, Jets football, and we're winning. That's what's going on today. That's why everybody's so psyched. This isn't no happenstance. This is a guarantee, just like Joe Namath said. See that?
There are few things in life you cannot put a price on. Loyalty, tradition, fierce passion. Today is a gigantic family reunion because finally, they're back.
Top of the morning to you, Jets fans. This is GreenBean, and you are now hanging out with us. Good morning, Jets. Tuesday, February 2-1. What a crazy, crazy day this is already because I didn't sleep yet, it feels like. So, hi, we're going to see how this goes. We did a great mock last night. We did a double. 10 o'clock mock. The great Dom C and myself and all of you had a wonderful time. We did a PFN mock. We did a PFF mock. And we came away with some pretty good stuff. Last night's theme was to swap picks with the Green Bay Packers, 13 for 15, and throw them a third for Aaron Rodgers in one. Then we did the same thing, but we added Corey Davis for Bakhtiari in the other one in the PFF draft, and we had some fun, man. If you guys don't hang out the 10 o'clock mock, I recommend it. We've been having fun with that for about 3 years now. It's a good time. And look, the way I look at it, man, just like everything I try to do, it's about learning. It's about learning. Like, it's funny. People say to me, why do this? We don't even know who we have in free agency yet. Well, I hear that. And everything changes. As soon as the combine happens, as soon as free agency happens, it's about learning the prospects, learning the system, figuring it out, who I like, who I don't, who this guy is, what the strengths and weaknesses. And then from there, then we know when the Jets take somebody if they suck or not. That's my whole goal. Like, who the hell are they taking? That guy, Sauce Gardner, right? So anyway, we had a good time, but we're here now, and I have a good time with you. Look at Big Green. Big Green, what's up, buddy? Good morning. He says, can't wait for the morning edition of GreenBean. I missed the mock last night. Was it a good one? Well, that wasn't the comment I wanted, but good morning, Big Green. I saw another comment from you. There it is. Big Green. Can't wait to see the McAfee show later. If you didn't know, my Jets brethren and sistren, this will be the first time Aaron Rodgers is on the Pat McAfee show. At least it's scheduled. Anything can happen, of course. But it's scheduled. It's Tuesday, and he hangs out with McAfee on Tuesday, Aaron Rodgers, that is. So we might hear some stuff. How did it go in the dark retreat? Is he be like, I was attacked by the monkeys from The Wizard of Oz. They were throwing M&Ms at me, man. And little cream puffs, and they could stick to me, and I couldn't get them off. And then they said, play for the Jets. Take a pay cut. Tell them you only want to cost $11 million and play for them for 5 years. Ooh. Imagine. So good morning, Big Green. You're right. Snowball's in the house. Aaron told me to let him out tonight at 10 p.m. That's funny. He was chanting Jets. Walt's here. Good morning, Walt. Look at you guys. George is here. Hey, good morning, George. It's good to see you, my friend. Green Beans Burner, good morning to you. Racing Jason, good morning. My good friend Phil. I feel like I've known you for my whole life, buddy. I really do. I've talked to Phil all the time. And he's over there in the UK. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, guys, we have a pretty big one today. A couple of things. Again, we have Aaron Rodgers coming out of the dark retreat. Now, up until yesterday was the first day in a few days that Derek Carr was not at the Jets facility. And we had all sorts of fun reports coming out about the meetings, right? The visit, let's call it. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Robbie Rhino's here. Good morning to you. Philip Bogachuk, another good buddy. Good morning, everyone. Love, respect, and trust. See, this is Bogachuk. Bogachuk, you're becoming our spiritual leader, my friend. You're a good dude. Beanbagger, right? My old friend Matthias Simon is here. Come on. He's pissed. Matthias, that's Matt. He's a rambunctious fella. Come on. That's what he is. But there he is. Good morning. Okay. Kyle Ormsby. So let's talk about this. So David Carr, as we know, is Derek Carr's older brother. David Carr was at one time the first overall pick of the brand new franchise, the Houston Texans. Now, we did an expansion draft for them. Remember this? The Jets very unwisely put up a couple of players. And we put up Aaron Glenn. Amazing cornerback, starting cornerback for the New York Jets. We put up Aaron Glenn, and they said, yeah, we're going to take him. So every team had to put up a couple players, and the Carolina, or they did it for Carolina and Jacksonville as well, but the Texans said, yeah, I'll take that guy. I'll take this guy over here. And they took Aaron Glenn. So, but David Carr was the quarterback that they drafted in their first ever draft for that team. As we know, Houston had a team before that. The Houston Oilers. Like, right, we know that. But they moved to Tennessee. They were the Tennessee Titans. Oh, first were they the Memphis Titans? I forget. But they moved to Tennessee, and so Houston lost their team. And then right on the heels of that, the NFL gave Houston another team, the Texans. They've been there ever since. But David Carr, number 1 overall pick, very talented young man, did not work out, right? Ended up going and being a backup for the Giants and other things. But so he's kind of given us reports on Derek Carr and what's going on, how he feels about the Raiders, how he feels about the Jets. So he met with the Jets, and the number one thing that David Carr has been reporting about the visit is that Derek Carr and Robert Saleh hit it off. Now, he said exactly what a lot of us would say. He said it was expected. You know, everyone loves Robert Saleh. Now, that's fans, a different story. Some of us love him. Some of us are okay, like him, tentatively, kind of patiently waiting, giving him a shot. And then there are people that literally call him a joke and, you know, waiting for him to be fired and all that sort of stuff. But fans aside, out there in the football world, he's looked at with a great deal of respect, and most people like him. They think highly of him, whether that's former players, coaches, or players now. They love Robert Saleh. Like 9 out of 10 think Robert Saleh is the shit, right? That's the way it goes. So Derek Carr meets and he hangs out with Robert Saleh. They were at lunch together, and that's the one confirmation we have. But David Carr says that the meeting went very, very well, and that Robert Saleh and Derek Carr hit it off. Obviously, we have Todd Downing here, who was Derek Carr's offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for a 3-year span over there with the Raiders. So we have that going on. Then there's Nathaniel Hackett and all that jazz. But the word is Robert Saleh and Derek Carr hit it off. So what does that mean? You know, so the Jets, it has also come out that the Jets absolutely think that Derek Carr could take them to where they need to go. They not a question. But two things, guys. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Hepburn. Look at you guys. I tell you, man, I feel like we've known each other forever. I love you guys. I swear I do. Frank from Florida. I think that's what he's doing. Fla. But so the thing is that the Jets want to wait for Aaron Rodgers. We want to, right? I think that's our first choice. It makes sense. It does. That's our first choice, even though he could cost more. And we're going to, have to give away picks and the whole thing. That's our first choice. But but Derek Carr is a close second, I would say. And they got to see, like, Aaron Rodgers isn't available yet. That's the interesting thing. Like, we're out here arguing and fighting and weighing one against the other. The truth is, he's not available. He's under contract. He's with the Packers. But the word coming out of Green Bay is that they are disgusted with him. They're tired of the rigmarole every year. We don't know. They have a first-round pick that they've been grooming for a few years, Jordan Love, on the roster, and they're just ready. They're ready. That's the word coming out. We don't know how accurate that is, but that's what's coming out of there. So if that's true, and Aaron Rodgers is doing his dark retreat, it could be that he's just kind of figuring out where he wants to go. Teams like the Raiders and the Titans and maybe even the Colts, the Falcons, lots of these teams, including the Jets, have been linked to him. Now, he has said, he's on record saying that he doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to, the last couple years of his career, be a part of some rebuild, right? That's what he said. Very insensitive fella. Now I'm going to play something for you. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to play something for you that talks about the rebuild here. So Aaron Rodgers, let me see. Okay, we'll play this. This is a clip from GreenBean's Jets Pod, episode 105. I think this is it. Hopefully this is the clip. You guys tell me if you can hear it or not. Okay, here we go. This is how it might be going in Green Bay.
He has openly said, hey, man, if they're going to rebuild, I'm not going to be a part of some rebuild with all these new kids and we suck and we don't have any talent. Well, how about if they meet that with, hey, by the way, we don't fucking want you here. How about that? You don't want to be a part of the rebuild, but we don't want you a part of the rebuild. We got a great quarterback pick that we traded up to get. He's been grooming here for 3 years, a la what you did behind Brett Favre. We're ready to move on. We don't want you here. That would be interesting. How would he feel? He'll go, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I didn't know everybody was so sensitive.
Right? So would that happen? Aaron Rodgers thinks he's in control and he says, I don't want this, I don't want that. And they come and go, well, we don't want you. He goes, oh, that doesn't feel so nice. I don't like that. I don't like how that feels. So we'll see how that all goes. But let's assume that Aaron Rodgers is available. The Jets place him as, QB1 in their free agent offseason plans, and that's fine. But the Derek Carr side is saying he's going to perform due diligence. He's going to meet with other teams. He has no rush. He's not under any pressure. He's the only quarterback out there right now. The league year hasn't started yet, so nobody else can do anything. And for the most part, and he's just out there touring. He's going to do what he wants. And I think that's fine too. If the Jets love him, like let's say today Aaron Rodgers goes, I don't know, think I need a few more weeks. The Jets could just say kick rocks and call Derek Carr and say, look, dude, let's cut the shit. We love you. You love us. Let's hug and kiss and make this official. They could do that, right? Yeah, Phil doesn't like the idea of the first round picks. I know that's the thing. It's like, look, we've talked about this, so not to, beat a dead horse, but Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback, right? The more accomplished quarterback. But here's the thing. So he's older, right? So Derek Carr, he's older. You have to give up picks. He costs more, There's dead cap after he's gone, and Derek Carr starts to weigh more. Right? He starts to tilt, tip the scales. And that's the whole thing. The picks, the money, the age, like all the things. So yeah, Randy says it's a shizniggle. I know I made somewhat of a fool of myself talking with that last night. I don't know how to do it. I'm not cool. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. All right, let me catch up here. All right, hit the like button. Don't forget to do that. Like and subscribe and all the fun stuff. Yep, so that's it, Jennifer. Word on the street is that Rodgers has come out of the dark retreat, and the McAfee show will be his first public appearance since he's entered the dark. We'll hear all about it. So that's at noon on YouTube. So if you look, Jets fans, we should be around YouTube at noon, right? We should be doing that so we can see. Now, we have some other things. So, just to cap that, so David Carr, his brother, said that the meetings went swimmingly. Amazing. Robert Saleh and Derek Carr hit it off. He clearly has a relationship with Todd Downing, Nathaniel Hackett. Everything went well. He met with players. They're all great. Sauce Gardner has been courting Derek Carr for a little while now, since the Pro Bowl. So there are players, look, great players, great young players that are saying to Derek Carr, come on, this is where you want to be, man. We're building something here. Then you have coaches that he has a relationship with. Then he has Robert Saleh, who, is very impressive with players. People love him. And again, as fans, we could say what we want one way or the other. Players love him. Good morning, Harry. I see Harry in here. Eric Craig, good morning, fellas. Hawk is here. You guys are great. Great, great, great people. So that's what's coming out after the Derek Carr 3-day meeting, everybody. He didn't just come in for, 4 hours, tour the place, say hello, get cupcakes and bail. 3 days. That's serious. No matter what happens, that's a serious thing. It's a serious visit. So, all right. So something else. The Jets hired a wide receivers coach. Did you guys know this? Let's see. Zach Azzani, everybody. What do you think of that? So we all know what happened with Miles Austin. Miles Austin was doing a good job, I would say. Did a really good job with, obviously, Garrett Wilson. Not so good with either Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore. The guys became phantoms. Now, a lot of that can be attributed to Mike LaFleur. We don't know. Systemic things. Who knows, right? But he has, in the positional group, you have guys that are really doing well, and you have guys that are kind of guys that we expected a lot from that aren't doing so well. So who knows what the reason is? Fresh start. Miles Austin has been accused of gambling and is suspended. So it is what it is. He's gone. So the Jets hire wide receivers coach Zach Azzani. Now, who is this guy? Is he good? Is he bad? Does he have experience? The whole theme of the Jets offseason where the offense is concerned, we just came out of a period where we had zero experience. We were going on like hot shot potential. That's what we were doing. Greg Knapp passed away, and since that, we've just kind of been running on hot shot potential. Now we're bringing in experience. Nathaniel Hackett has experience. Numerous teams, right? Numerous quarterbacks. Numerous tiers, high head coach, offensive coordinator, MVP, Blake Bortles. So all sorts of experience. Then you have Todd Downing, lots of experience. Keith Carter, lots of experience. Well, the same thing applies to wide receiver coach Zach Azzani. Zach Azzani's been a wide receiver coach for 7 years. Now, the interesting thing, the most interesting thing from my perspective is that he's been with the Broncos through 3 coaching regimes. So 3 separate coaching regimes decided, hey, we'd like you to stay. We'd like you to stay here. In a similar fashion to Boyer here, our special teams coach. Like, you know, a new team comes, a new group, a new leadership council, and they say, hey, no, you stay. We'd like you to stay. Everybody's going, we'd like you to stay. And that's interesting. And that, I think that speaks volumes. So he was there during, who was it? Who the hell was the coach a couple years ago? I forget. But then Vic Fangio kept him. And then obviously Nathaniel Hackett kept him. And who knows if Sean Payton, the word is, I read an article that said Sean Payton wanted him to stay, but he just said, you know what? I'm done here. I can't start over again. If I'm going to start over, I'm going to go somewhere and start fresh. And that's why he left, and that's how we got him. So it looks like a good hire. You know, I mean, you can make an argument, Jerry Jeudy and the rest didn't really have great years. But again, that could be quarterbacks. You know, they really struggled in the quarterback position, including Russell Wilson, quite frankly. So who knows what that all is. But we hired him. We got an offensive line coach / run game coordinator. We have a passing game coordinator assistant. We have a wide receiver coach, all new, all fresh, all experienced. So we're going about this a different way, guys. We're not just, we're not going on potential. We're looking at guys that have been there, done it. And that's what we're going to do that at quarterback. We're going to bring on a vet, and we're going to do it that way. Eric Craig says, Azzani has been instructing wide receivers for a long time. If we sail Corey Davis, we need a veteran voice in the wide receiver room who may know a lot of different methods to teach our young players in the wide receiver room. Yeah. Experience, man. That's what we're going for, Eric. That's the theme on offense this year. You can see it. We are not grabbing noobs. You know, we're keeping Calabrese, who's entering his 3rd year. But, other than that, good morning, Rob. Good morning, Brian. Let's see. Did he spend that amount of time with New Orleans? I don't know. I just don't know. Steve says McAfee's on vacation. Well, that would be interesting. Then maybe it's next week. I'm going by Big Green. I looked it up. It says it's on for today, but who knows? Maybe you know better than I do. I don't watch McAfee regularly. Randy says, I'm cool. Hey, man. Thank you. R&R's here. Yeah. Look at you guys. I know, Racing Jason, right? It's like, it feels like we're pushing it. The Tennessee Titans meet with Carr, and they just say, no. This is our guy. We're going to woo him. We don't want you to leave. We love you. Flowers and all dancers, all kinds of stuff. And we got to be careful of that. Got to be careful of that. If they really like him, that is, Hey, Dom, there he is. Good morning, Dom. There he is. Good morning. Oh, Jennifer. So the Bills brought in Azzani to be their wide receiver coach, and he chose the New York Jets. We have more potential, more meat on the bone, Jennifer, more to chew on over here in New York. So it's going to be interesting, guys. We have quite a bit going on. We hired our wide receiver coach. We met with Derek Carr. And Aaron Rodgers is coming out of the dark retreat. So this week should be a big one. It should and could be a big one as we inch closer to the combine and ultimately the NFL draft. Lots of stuff, and free agency as well. Lots of stuff going on, guys. Yeah, Snowball said he's already told us. And what are we talking about? He's letting Aaron out tonight at 10 p.m. Okay. Well, then you got to report back and let us know. Let us know what's happening. Let us know how he feels. The first thing when he comes out, he looks, the first in the sun, you got to go, Jets. Jets. That's what you got to do. Paulie's lifting weights already. Oof. Yeah, man. Good for you, bud. Good for you. All right, Brian, let's see. Brian says, my hope is that White decides to take less money than he would get elsewhere to stay as the backup and learn behind Carr or Rodgers. He seems to love being here, and he's a solid backup. Players love him too. Clearly, the players love him, right? And I think he's a good quarterback. He's proven that he can play in the NFL. It's just the whole thing with Mike White obviously is the injury stuff. And then, like you mentioned, the money. Who knows what he wants? He's like, look, dude, I need 10 mil. Well, then you need to go somewhere else because we're already paying this guy 9. We got to pay this guy 40. We can't do it. Can't do it. Matt O'Leary. Good morning, Matt. Checking in. Look at this. He says, it sounds like, at least according to Carr's brother, Derek is going to take his time with his decision. That only helps the Jets. No, considering they probably want to hear from A-Rod too. Yeah, it does. Although, look, I think if the love is really there and the Jets look like they really say to him, dude, we don't want you to go anywhere else. You're important to us. You're the guy. I think he would be willing to consider that. But what do I know? We've seen it before where, marquee players have lots of teams scheduled and they go to the first or second team. They don't leave. Right. We've seen it. It's happened. So who knows? But I do think if he's going to take his time and we have, we want to wait for Aaron Rodgers, then it does. It coincides. Definitely. Let's see. Oh, Paulie's not lifting weights. He's lifting Jets chat. That's what he's doing. I get it. It can be heavy. It can be heavy. Super chat from Edward Ziff. Thanks, buddy. He says, any news on Becton, ABT, or Max Mitchell? No, there's no news because there's nothing going on there, Ed. We have to wait till, voluntaries and all that kind of stuff. All we know is that they looked good. Well, you could say Becton. ABT, I haven't heard anything on, or Max Mitchell for that matter. So we'll see. Matt says, yeah, that's true. Good point, GreenBean. Yeah. All right, Matt. Thank you. I can't wait for this to be. I'm telling you, man, it's exhausting. This is killing our poor Jets fans. We're like, I'm tired. I'm done. And we even waited another month for the offseason. But, all right, guys. So, look, we're going to make this one a shorter one. I'm utterly exhausted, by the way. I almost didn't do it this morning. I had to peel myself up, and I got homeschooling and everything to do today. But we'll talk later today. We have the Talkin' Jets panel at 8 p.m. with our boy Matt O'Leary and Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. We'll be over there on Jets Talk 24/7 channel tonight at 8 p.m. We'll be doing that, cutting it up, chopping it up, seeing what else we can discuss. Whatever happens today, of course, will be discussed. And I'll throw out another video today a little bit later, maybe about the wide receiver coach. Let's deep dive this guy, huh? Let's go in there. Let's see what makes him tick. But yeah, man, that's going to do it for today's Good Morning Jets. I love you guys. And it's been a good look. We're getting some news. We're getting some actual New York Jets happenings any minute now. We're going to hear about Aaron Rodgers. That will determine which way we go. Is it Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Jimmy G? Maybe they go, you know what? We just want Jameis Winston. That's what we want. It's all we need. Jameis Winston. Maybe that's what they do. So with that all said, guys, thanks for being here. Yeah, and I will see you in a little while. What am I going to play for you guys? Let's see. Let's see here. I don't know anymore. I got to get a whole bunch of new clips. All right, guys, we'll do this one. Hey, have a great day, and I will see you what it will feel like 5 minutes from now. See you, everybody.
2009, they rode the Mangini Express, Rex did, right to the AFC Championship game. Then they built upon that and got to the 2010 Championship game. And then it came. The worst offseason in New York Jets history.